Welcome to This or That, where we take two things, this and that, and then we compare them. And then I'll tell you my choice between this or that. Today, we're going to talk about Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent. Not Batman, not Superman. Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent. Let's get to it. Alright, so we're going to start off with Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne. Worth $9.2 billion, capital B, like Bill Gates, $billion. He lives a wonderful lifestyle. Rich, playboy, philanthropist. I mean, granted, his life is based on a traumatic event that he never got over, but once again, $9.2 billion. I mean, he does refuse to fall in love, but he does have several entanglements, like Talia al Ghul, Selena Kyle, Vicky Vale, tons of others that aren't worth mentioning. He also runs a multi-billion-dollar business, and when he doesn't run it, he's still the face of it. I mean, it's his namesake, for crying out loud. So just think about that, $9.2 billion. I'll be sad for $9.2 billion. And sometimes it's worth more, sometimes it's worth less. But just think about that. And then the lifestyle he leads. He has so many businesses. He's a corporation unto himself. He's also the peak of human shape. Wonderful shape. A master of tons of hand-to-hand combat martial arts. He's well-traveled. He does kind of have an attitude problem. He's kind of pessimistic. And he doesn't really see the best in people. But I digress. And if you kind of think about it, Bruce Wayne doesn't really exist. Bruce Wayne is the alter ego. So Bruce Wayne's the facade. But what a wonderful facade, right? I know technically he doesn't have any superpowers, but he has supreme intellect. He's considered the world's greatest detective. He's good at science, technology, and once again, $9.2 billion. And he's smart, so whatever he can't do, he has people working for him that can do it. Lucius Fox with the tech, Alfred with the T, can't underestimate a good T. Now you could say he has a horrible personality, but let's consider this. As Bruce Wayne, he does kind of play up the playboy, clueless personality, so if he's just Bruce Wayne, he is kind of fun to be around. Throws his money around. Don't like the restaurant? I'll buy the restaurant. Have a problem with the bank? I'll buy the bank. What a wonderful type of friend to have, right? And then he does have Dick, Tim, Damian, the whole Bat family that are the few people that actually he lay in close besides Alfred. So just think about that life. And $9.2 billion. Alright, so now let's talk about Clark Kent, or his given name, Kal-El. He's worth $1 million. Not 9.2, but $1 million is nothing to sneeze at either. I'm not worth that much, so I can't complain. Instead of the rich philanthropist lifestyle, he grew up very humble, basically growing up on a farm, country boy. He lives like the average person. He has a day job. I mean, it's a good day job as a journalist, but it's a day job for a superhero. Let's think about that, a day job, a 9 to 5. Which I'm kind of wondering how his attendance is there if he's busy saving the world, but I digress. And instead of his life being based on a traumatic event, his life is just based on helping others out of the kindness of his heart, believing and hoping for better. And unlike Bruce Wayne, he can and often does try to separate Clark Kent from Superman, making time for Lois and his family. Once again, unlike Bruce Wayne, he's shown the ability to hold down a stable relationship. He's been with Lois Lane for a long time. And he makes sure that she knows that she's number one to him out of everything. He makes time for her and lets her know that, hey, I love you. But besides that, let's talk about his personality. He has been considered corny, a goody two-shoes, or as I've called him, the bright blue Boy Scout. But it's only because he's so optimistic. He always strives to see the best in things and people. Sometimes he gives people too many chances, but I take that over not giving one chance at all. And he always seems to be hoping for justice and a better world and doing his part of it. Unlike Bruce Wayne, who just thinks everybody's kind of horrible. Now, if you think about it, he sounds like a great person to know. He'd be the good moral compass, goody two-shoes friend in a group. He's not the one that's gonna, make everything fun, but he's gonna be the guy to keep you out of trouble. And he'll be the guy to back you up if you do get in trouble, to basically provide a reference for your character. As long as you have a good character, of course. But now, we've heard enough about Bruce Wayne. We've heard enough about Clark Kent. Who would you choose? Who would I choose? Let's take a quick second to think about it. All right, second's up. Let's talk about it. Now, when it comes to these two people, I think I would choose Bruce. Granted, the personality issues, the family issues, the trauma, the pessimistic outlook on life, he does have $9.2 billion to comfort him. I could do so much good with $9.2 billion that woo! But the $9.2 billion became a big factor for me. He also runs a corporation, so he can do whatever kind of he wants. He's kind of like free of all daily responsibilities, whereas Clark Kent, he's not super rich, so he still has those responsibilities of bills and stuff like that, which is kind of weird when you think about it. But I choose Bruce Wayne. Rich lifestyle, a butler, a decent source of family and friends. Granted, I would have attitude problems and be standoffish and push people away, but $9.2 billion. Now you may say, money isn't everything. Money doesn't make you happy, and money can't buy happiness, but money can get rid of unhappiness. Maybe, I don't know. What's your idea? Who would you choose? Bruce Wayne? Clark Kent? We're not talking Batman, we're not talking Superman, we're just talking about their, for lack of a better term, human side. Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent? Let me know in the comments. Who else should we debate? Until then, I'll see you guys later.